For this question, both parts are from the topic exponential and logarithm equation. So I think most students might find this is actually quite okay. But if let's say you've forgotten certain indices rule, you might find that you'll be a bit lost on this. So I'm going to run through the steps. So in your AMF indices, most of the time you are expected to apply the reverse of your indices rule. So where you see an addition in the power, you got to reverse it back to a multiplication. Or when you see subtraction in the power, you must be reminded that you need to work backwards. So there will be quite a lot of time in AMath that you're expected to work backwards. Okay, so in this question, right, you are supposed to solve an exponential to show that x is equal to that value. Okay, so your objective is to put all the x to one side. Okay, your objective is to put all the x to one side. Why do I want to do that? Because there is an indices rule that says same power. So there is an indices rule that says same power. So same powers. So it's something like this. So when you got same power under multiplication, you can group them. So that's the thing that we are trying to do. So if let's say you got a divide, okay, I can also do it this way. So this is the same power rule that I would like to execute. So that's why your objective when you see things like this is you group the x together, the power x together. So in order to group the power x together in this case, I need to break this first. So I'm breaking this according to this rule here. So it becomes a multiplication. So I break this so that I can group the x under the same power. So I'm going to group them by dividing over. So when I divide over, because both have the same power, so I can pull out the power. So I can pull out the power. So in a way, I'm doing this. So I divide them in a fraction. So that's how I gotten the 2 eventually. Then from there, if let's say you can get to this stage, okay, you already executed your indices rule. The next one is to do a log both sides. So we insert a log both sides. The objective of inserting a log both sides, LG both sides, is to be able to apply the logarithm rules of bringing down the power. Okay, so it's meant to bring down the power so that I can solve for x. So once I got that, then it's just a dividing over, and that's how I gotten the proof. So in just a short question here, you execute indices rule, you also execute the take log both sides. Okay, so some of you may not do the log both sides, so there's an alternative method. Okay, some students, right, they will change it to something like this. They will change it to index form. So some of you may change it to index form. So you reverse that. So some of you prefer to change it to index form. If you prefer to change it, sorry, not index form, you change it to logarithm form. So some students may prefer to do that. And then after that, they execute a change of base. Okay, sorry, it should be a 15 here. Then after that, you execute a change of base. You will still get your full mark. So from the index form that you have, if you change it back to logarithm format, and then you execute a change of base so that you can get to LG, it will also be totally acceptable. So either way, either you take LG on both sides or you can do it in this method. So both are legit method. In part B, okay, part B is also not very difficult because it's a very obvious question that there is a smaller base and there's a bigger base. So you will be awarded marks for changing the bigger base to a smaller base. So this is the change of base that you must execute. So while you execute, please make sure you do it step by step. So most of you, right, might directly just skip this step and then go to this part. So do shows the bringing down, so you can show the bringing down of the power. Okay, then subsequently, be careful. You're going to multiply by 2 on both sides. Eventually, you only need to show a cubic equation. You are not asked to solve for x. So in case some of you never read question, right, then you'll be thinking, oh, I got a cubic. Then you might be thinking like how to solve the cubic. So it's not necessary. They just want a cubic equation. So cubic equation is like x cubed followed by x squared or something like this, as long as you have an x cube. Okay, and then show the step by step, bring up the power, and then when you see a log plus log, you will apply your logarithm rule. Log plus log will give you a product. So that's how the product happen. And then after that, get rid of the log. So change it to index form. So when you get rid of the log, that's where your cubic equation happen. So you will stop at the cubic equation. There is no need for you to solve. So if you can successfully do a change of base here, it's actually quite easy to get the cubic equation. Okay, no complex stuff at all. You just need to know the basic log rule and the change of base formula.